So here it is, folks, the state championship ring of the Portland Bulldogs, won in last year's campaign against the very South Portland team that we're going to be seeing tonight at Beale Gymnasium in South Portland. This is Steve Schwartz, and along with Frank Myatt this year, Frank Healy on camera, we're going to be bringing you all of the exciting boys basketball action. Tonight, we are at Beale Gym for an exciting game between Portland and the South Portland Red Riots. We had a chance to talk to Coach Joe Russo just a moment ago. So we've been able to snag Coach Russo from the locker room. First of all, Coach, we want to congratulate you entering your 27th year, coming off your 4th state championship against this very South Portland Red Riots team in a double overtime win.
Yeah, what a way to start the year. Might as well start the year with the team that you finished with last year. That was really a remarkable game, one for the memories books. I'm not sure if I've seen a more interesting game that I've witnessed, or a team like Portland, obviously, that played with such resilience with their backs to the wall.
And you know, you had, of course, Amir Moss and Joe Esposito, probably your two biggest losses this year, but you've got some great returning starters as well, don't you?
Yeah, we have 3 returning starters. Big hole with Joey and Amir gone. Those guys were so versatile that I'm trying to replace them with a committee. So we can maybe try to fill them with several guys as role players, but it's not going to be easy.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment. You've got Charlie Lyle, the 6'5" big man in the middle. Does he have a post-up game, and is that the kind of game that you expect him to play, or he can certainly go in there and get the rebounds?
That's a great question, because that's what we're going to find out tonight. So we're looking to have an inside presence, and we know Charlie rises to the occasion playoff times with rebounding and defense. This year we're working on a post presence with some stability down low, and tonight we're going to give it a shot.
And you've got a couple of other great returning starters in Griffin Foley and Teron Moss.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have both those two guys, only juniors. They're both a different type of a player. Griffin is very crafty, and Teron is as savvy as I've seen.
Well, Coach, so we had one game here within the past couple of years in which it was a long game, we might say, and a very low-scoring game, of course, with a little bit of a stall. And we had the most exciting game last year in the state final. How do you intend to play Portland this game?
We don't plan on stalling it. That was a tactic I felt at the time wasn't any disrespect to the game or at South Portland, was something that I had to kind of do for my team. But I think tonight we're going to take what their defense kind of gives us, and we're hoping to go up tempo, but that may not happen. And so we got to start with a good, solid half-court game as well.
So, Coach, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but 18 wins this year will bring you to your 400th win.
I didn't know that. I thought maybe I was getting close at some point. After 26 years, they're bound to add up. I didn't really have a number on it. So that'll be a stretch, but it'll be interesting to see, I guess.
Well, we certainly hope so. You've had, I think, 3 20-win seasons in a row. You always seem to bring out the best in your players, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Look forward to it. So as you can see, it's somewhat of a different campaign this year for Coach Joe Russo and his Portland Bulldogs. They had some losses with Joe Esposito last year and Player of the Year Amir Moss, but they return Teron Moss and Griffin Foley and Charlie Lyle as their big 3 starters. They have Pedro Fonseca, Quinn Clark, a tremendous supporting cast as well. And as Coach Russo says, we'll see. We'll see who's going to be the people that are going to step up this year. We'll see if Charlie Lyle will be the big man in the middle, the post-up man. He's a great rebounder, we know, a great shooter, really a surprise since his freshman season. So that's going to be exciting. Of course, we're back in South Portland, the scene of the delay game, which is the last game that Portland played here. Of course, they know this team well, having played lead them in the state championship. South Portland, of course, returns Riley Hassan and Ray Ball and Ansel Stilley. They're returning stars. So Portland, on the other hand, will start the campaign with the cast of characters that they've had in years past. They don't necessarily have a star that comes out. Coach Russo emphasizes team, and that's what we expect to see tonight. We'll bring you all of the exciting action in a moment. So we saw the Bulldogs warming up, and all of the players had number 24. That was Phil Foley's number when he played for Cheverus High School, and he passed away this fall of liver cancer, and the team honors him with green number 24 and honors Griffin Foley as well, as the first points of the night are a 2 by Staley. A very nice, tremendous tribute, and well-deserved, as Phil Foley is just a tremendous man in our community, a great supporter of Portland athletics, a star when he played for Cheverus. He and his sons, Griffin and Tanner, wife Trina, really a great part of the Portland community, and Phil Foley will be missed. Of course, Griffin Foley was played an inspired ball for the football team, and caught a couple of touchdowns on the very day of his father's wake. Here's Charlie Lyle with a rebound, but Hassan will ultimately come up with it. And here we go as DeAndre White now will take it down. And we've got Staley here. Round and all Malone. Ball in the middle, tightened up nicely, and ball stolen. Moss straight down and through and just lifts it in. So the first 2 points of the season are owned by Teron Moss. The reverse doesn't work. Hit out of bounds by Charlie Lyle. 6:14 left in the first quarter. The score is 2-2. And that's White now around the horn to Bull. Bull covers it nicely and in. The rebound goes to Ballou, his second of the night. Moss on the break. And tipped and in. They're going to give that to Teron. Way downtown, not there, but the rebound is White's, and there's going to be a jump ball now. The possession arrow goes to Portland. We're playing to a full capacity here at the gym tonight in South Portland. Teron Moss now over half court. He's guarded by Noah Malone. As you go, that's stolen. Malone up and in. Before the game, these players have certainly played against each other before, and they know each other on the court. Noel Malone in particular for South Portland was greeting the Portland players in a show of sportsmanship, as there were fist bumps all around. Hugo now at the key, drives in. He's got Ballou underneath. Ballou doesn't fall. Bowl with the rebound, and Ballou with the foul. So the first foul of the year will be Trey Ballou. And here comes Bull. He'll bring it down. He's a big man, but can also control the ball. Left-hander doesn't fall, but the follow is DeAndre White for 2. So it's a 6-4 South Portland lead with 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Fancy footwork by Teron Moss. Hugo underneath, he gets bumped, no call. The rebound will come to Noel Malone. South Portland with a chance to increase its lead. Malone for 3, it doesn't fall. The rebound will go to Moss, who's got Griffin Foley on the break. So Teron Moss now with the ball at 6-4. The Riot's in front. He'll stop and pop and hit from the foul line. So Teron Moss 6 essentially, and South Portland 6. Straight down the middle. Staley is fouled by Charlie Lyle. That'll be his first foul of the game and Portland's second. At the line will be Staley. First substitution of the night will be Connor Buckley coming in, a transfer from Deering High School. He'll drain them both, and then he'll take a break. Lyle underneath now. I should say actually barely in the paint at the top of the key, but nevertheless playing a little bit of a post-up game here. It's an 8-6 South Portland lead with 3:17 left in the first quarter. South Portland tightening things up nicely on their man D, preventing any great penetration, but this time it's going to be off of Hassan, and it'll be Portland ball. Way out. Griffin Foley finds Teron Moss. Ballou in the corner for 3, and he hits. The first three-pointer of the year is Trey Ballou's, and Portland will take a 1-point lead, 9-8, with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Up again Malone to match it. So South Portland now with a 2-point lead, 11-9. Back and forth we go. Lyle now to Moss. Moss looks and hits. So we have a Portland timeout. 2:25 left. The score is 11-11. We're in the first quarter. So we'll see what Coach Joe Russo has cooked up here in his 27th season. Actually, South Portland ball as Hassan will take it out. Here's Bull. Here's Hassan. Stutter step and in. It goes too far, and Fonseca on the rebound. And great effort by Connor Buckley, taking up where really Riley Hassan left off last year when he was diving all over the floor. He did it here in a game, as I recall. He did it certainly in the Cumberland County Civic Center. Remarkable player. Now we've got a whistle. It's going to be a blocking foul on Ballou. It's his second foul. So, a little pressure here by the Dogs, but over the line now is number 11 is Liam Coyne in the game here for South Portland. Well, that's it's an interesting. It looks like a little bit of a slippery floor tonight. No travel called there as Buckley's going to go all the way around the horn here in the corner, and now here's Hassan over to Buckley. Bull for three. That doesn't fall, and Fonseca with the rebound. Oh, that's going to be off of Ballou's hand. So just the idea of wanting to do something before you've got the ball. Certainly not usual. We'll have a Portland substitution. Lyle, Foley, and Hugo underneath. Although has a long shot not made as Charlie Lyle will grab that rebound, his second of the game. In the corner is Moss. Folks, an awful lot is going to be expected of Teron Moss, and with his 10th point in the first quarter, it looks like he's going to deliver. And there's a South Portland turnover. So 48.9 seconds left in the first quarter, and Portland is up 13-11. They've got the ball as the lead goes back and forth here tonight. In a very, very exciting first game atmosphere. We've got a foul. And that's going to be on Liam Coyne. This could be his first foul of the night. Griffin Foley now. Underneath to take it in, and he gets it to Manny Hugo. Hugo to Moss, around his back to Fonseca, back to Moss. Very tight defense played by Buckley, but Teron Moss with the open shot. It didn't fall. The rebound comes to Moses Orestes. Whoa, no foul called. Clean play according to the referees. Charlie Lyle up and not in, but he's fouled by number 11, Liam Coyne, his second foul of the first quarter. The crowd is not happy with that non-foul call. And the crowd feeling that turnabout is fair play and probably the right thing in terms of Charlie Lyle not making it if you're a South Portland fan. He'll sink one of two for his first point of the game. It's 14-11. It's a 3-point Portland lead. 2 seconds left in the first quarter. The ball is up and no good as Ansel Staley does his best to try to bring the Riots to a tie score. So at the end of the first quarter, we have the Portland Bulldogs 14, South Portland Red Riots 11. So we start second quarter action with a jump ball as Manny Yugu and Bowl tie it up. The possession arrow is Portland's. And Pedro Fonseca now to take the ball in to Teron Moss in the backcourt. 14-11 to start the second quarter as we get a fresh 8 minutes. Fonseca's open and in. Great pass by Griffin Foley. And the first points of the second quarter will go to Portland. So 16-11 is the score, 7.5 minutes left. And looks like we've got a 30-second timeout. Riley Hassan now to DeAndre White, who will bring it down. Ooh. Out of bounds as Malone tried to finesse that, but he did go over the line. So Pedro Fonseca now. Once again to Teron Moss. Moss with 10 points in the first quarter. For three, and in. So his 13th point brings the Dogs up by 8 as they lead 19-11. Now you see now, nice, great effort there, but ultimately Charlie Lyle is the one that comes down with it. And the steal by Malone, he runs into about 3 Dogs, goes up and not in, and Lyle now loses the ball out of bounds. So a nice effort there, but Moses Arrest number 10 will check in for Ansel Staley. Up and too far, but the rebound will come to Moses Arrest. And there will be a foul. It looks like it's going to be on Teron. We'll see. So Teron Moss with his first foul of the evening. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. 19-11 is the score. The Dogs in front. Now a nice give and go there. Aresti in for 2. 19-13 is the score. The Dogs up by 6. Well, a failed pick, if you will, but Lyle now will come up with it and get it to Teron Moss. Regrouping. As Griffin Foley looks for instructions. Drives in, has the ball stripped. And a little too hard on the drive is Arrest. So Yugu will get the rebound. He's got Fonseca now, runs into Hassan, no call. Whoa. That certainly looked like it might have been a foul, but in any event, we've got a blocking foul on Portland. actually be on South Portland. Bull. His first foul of the night. Foley looks for and finds Moss, up and in, threads it between two defenders to do it. This young man is on fire tonight, folks, with 15 points and 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Bowl in the paint, and he gets it. So both teams employing a man. Well, nice switch. Charlie Lyle, a hard bucket inside. He fought for that. He got it. It's 23-15. The Dogs in front with just under 5 minutes left to play in the first half. Ball up and in, sweetly off the glass. His fourth point of the game. 23-17 is the score. The Bulldogs in front. So Foley was actually had his ear ticked there, but Yuga will take a break, and we will see for the first time this year number 30, Simon Chadbourne. You might recall last year he played an early game. His grandfather had told us, watch out for his shot, and in his very first shot, he sunk a three-pointer. Lyle, again inside. This time the rebound will come to Malone. And nice hard drive, but needs a little more finesse off the glass. Here's Fonseca. He shows how it's done for two. So he begins the half with the first bucket. And then he hits now. Bowl for two, it doesn't fall. Griffin Foley with the rebound. He'll dish it off to Moss for three, it doesn't fall. Bowl with the rebound. Malone up and out, it doesn't fall, but the rebound will come to a rest. That time it doesn't fall, and again, fouled this time. You could take a look at this Moses Malone and see that he is, Noah Malone, excuse me, and see that he is the real deal. He's a 6'1" guard, junior. And he'll be at the line now for two. Has not hit the first one as Trey Ballou will check in for Teron Moss. And Ansel Stilley will check in for Aresti. Charlie Lyle with the rebound. Once again. He's got 4 tonight so far. And, okay, so what you see so many times, Riley Hassan diving for a ball, number 23 for South Portland. Great, great effort. Hassan is a 6'3" forward who graduates next year. He's just a junior. Foley's got Hassan all over him. We have an upset fan. We're not sure if we caught his belief about that call. We have a travel, so turnabout is fair play. 25-17 is the score. 2 minutes, 53 seconds left in the first half. here at Beale Gymnasium, where the South Portland Red Riots are playing your Portland Bulldogs on WPPS TV3. This is Steve Schwartz along with Frank Healy on camera, bringing you all the action as we will all year. Great effort, great break, and in by Griffin Foley. So a 10-point Portland lead, 27-17. The long pass, it's another turnover. Lyle comes up with it. He's got Griffin Foley, who throws it off the foot of a South Portland player. And that will be Portland's ball underneath. Buckley back in now for the Riots. Foley to Fonseca. Fonseca will bring it out here. Leaves Chadbourne open. It's up. It doesn't fall, but Ballou. Well, Chadbourne will try it again. This time it's out one more time, and the rebound this time will come to Buckley. And Noah Malone says that's how it's done. It's a three-pointer for him. It's 27-20. It's a 7-point Portland lead with just under 2 minutes left in the first half. Ballou, by our count, just 1 point behind, or just one rebound behind Charlie Lyle, 4-3 here in the early going of this campaign. We have a Portland turnover, and it'll be Buckley now with the ball. He's got Fonseca on him. Passing through and in. Actually, his first points of the game. Mini Yugu will be set to check in for the Dogs. 1:11 left in the first half. 27-22, a 5-point Portland Bulldog lead. Lyle travels. Griffin Foley will take a seat as Yugu will replace him. It's been several weeks since the soccer campaign in the fall. Just a couple since Portland was in the state football final. So Ballou now has his third foul of the game. And Griffin Foley is probably going to come in and replace him, we would imagine. Ball on the line, hits the first one. And that is what will happen. So Chadbourne now, in and out, over to Fonseca, bounces it over to Yugu. Yugu bounces it to Lyle. He's got Chadbourne outside beyond the three, and it doesn't hit. But you know, you can see by the way he throws it up, and that he's willing to throw it up, that he is going to be a go-to guy at times this year for the Dogs. So it's going to be Portland ball with just under half a minute left in the first half and a 4-point Portland lead. Griffin Foley for three, and he hits it. As he has done so many times in the past, reminiscent of Oxford Hills last year, just comes in and steps in when you need to see something. Yugu on that foul. His first. It's 1-1 as they are in the bonus now. Noah Malone. does not hit it, and Fonseca skies for that ball, gets the rebound, dribbles out of the trouble, and it'll be Portland ball. He's got 3 rebounds this game to match Trey Ballou. So there are 10 and a half seconds left. Fonseca wants it. Gets it over to Lyle, but I doubt that would have counted anyway. It's just a little too much time off the clock there. So at halftime, the score, Portland Bulldogs 30, South Portland Red Riots 23. So we're joined at halftime by the forecasters, Mike Hoffer. Great to have you, and hopefully you're going to join us, I guess, for the third quarter as well, which we're pleased to have you. So, another South Portland matchup, another back-and-forth game, and today, Teron Moss has really come out lights out.
Well, you'd expect him to. He's really recognized as one of the best players in the state, and he's playing like it. You know, the way this game started, it reminded me of how last year's state final ended. It was frenetic, it was fun, it was back and forth. Both teams were making plays. It didn't look like an opening night game, honestly. Both teams are pretty much on. But Portland started to pull away there in the second quarter. Teron with 15. You can just see he's playing at a different level. And if he gets an open shot, look out. Very impressed with Pedro Fonseca off the bench, especially once Moss got in foul trouble a little bit. Only 4 points, but he's had some big rebounds, a couple key assists. Griffin Foley knocked down that big 3 right before halftime. So Portland's getting the job done. Charlie Lyle with the rebound work. The guys you'd expect are kind of getting the job done.
Which is great. On the other hand, we have South Portland. We saw Riley Hassan take a dive here. That's not the first time we've seen Riley
reminiscent
Hassan
of the state game, yes.
take a dive. Right. And Noah Malone tonight has come out 8 points strong for South Portland. Not sure we expected that.
No, he's one of the unknown quantities. Talking to Coach Millington in the preseason, he's very high on this team, even though he graduated a lot. He feels like this is a group that might be even better than last year. And let's not forget, last year's team was 9-9 in the regular season, so they really came on at the end. I think he thinks this team's going to be more competitive from start to finish and hopefully follow what last year's team did and peak at the end. But they've got a lot of players that might not be household names. We know Bull and what he's capable of. He had a great tournament last year, but Malone certainly with a strong first half.
So, are the Portland Bulldogs on their way to a second straight state championship season? We showed you the bling before, the hat now. We'll bring you second half action in a moment. So as we get ready for second half action, Mike, one of the things we pointed out at the beginning of the game is that Portland has 5 players coming off of their division championship seasons. Pedro Fonseca and Quinn Clark for soccer and football, by the way,
right,
as well as Teron Moss and Griffin Foley in the football end of things.
Yeah, it was a pretty successful fall for the Bulldogs, to say the least, on the boys' side.
So here we are now as a nice move underneath, but a little bit wild, and Moss with the rebound.
So Portland survived. Moss is having to sit down there for a few minutes at the end of the half. We got a second foul. Pedro Fonseca ran the point very well, and they really didn't give up any of their leads. So that was really a best-case scenario.
So here we are now, and of course I called him Moses Malone once in the just the
faux, huh? There's Bull. He is so quick to the basket, and he finishes. Good start for the Red Riots there.
It is indeed. As they come within 5 now, 30-25, Moss brings the ball down.
Yeah, look for Bull to have a big second half if South Portland's going to do anything here tonight. I think he needs to get untracked. A little bit of a slow start, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a big second half.
Yeah, so right about at the top of the foul line there, the rebound will come to Hassan.
He has downtown. A huge NBA range. He made one earlier. 2-point game, just like that.
Yeah, and again, it seems as though the South Portland player to watch, certainly tonight, Noah Malone leads them all in scoring right now with 11 and on the South Portland side of things.
Yeah, 2 deep threes, and I understand in the pregame he was hitting shots from almost half court, so his range is pretty good. Here's Foley trying to get 2 points back, and he does. Portland needed that.
Well, they had to break the momentum, and they did. 32-28 is the score, a 4-point Portland lead. 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter here at Bill Gymnasium.
Well, Foley was quiet most of this game, but now he's up to 7 points, just like that. Still, he can't finish. And we're going to get the foul on him on the rebound. Yeah, Stilly. Nobody in serious foul trouble at this point. Moss with the 2, but really not a big issue here so far.
You know, one of the things that hasn't really happened is that South Portland has not finished real well tonight yet, and that's obviously they had some great chances, some great drives. They've got to come up a little bit softer if they want to lay that ball in.
Lyle,
something like
nice
that.
Move with the left hand.
The left-handed hook by Charlie Lyle, and it's in. So he changes hands. 34-28 is the score. The Dogs in front.
Yeah, Portland doing a nice job answering there. Just when it looked like South Portland was on the verge of taking the lead, perhaps. They're still trying a long 3. He doesn't have the same range Malone does. Now that looked like Moses Malone trying to shoot a 3.
And Stilly will take a break as...
Yeah, Coach Millington has had a quick hook here tonight. There was an easy Portland basket in the second quarter. He called an immediate timeout. Tehran, he had 15 in the first half, but it seems like he hasn't scored for a while.
Now, he coached a 500 season last year and was absolutely lights out in the playoffs, Coach Millington.
Yeah, every once in a while in sports, regardless of the level, you see those magical runs. And that was certainly evident. South Portland, and even going to the tournament, they felt like they were on the verge of doing something special, even though they had the record that really made no one think they could. And then they got hot at the right time.
I think that's going to be on DeAndre White. So, indeed, I mean, they beat Massabesic, which was the team to beat many
and
teams.
And TA as well.
And TA. So they didn't just back into it. They went right through the front door.
Oh, and they obviously proved they belong by the way they played in the state game, if there was any doubt.
Hassan comes up with the steal. He's got Malone from way downtown. Here he goes again, folks. 31-34. He brings the Red Riots to within 3 with just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
That was a relative layup for him. That was one of his closer threes, but still well beyond the line. He's really feeling it tonight. You can see when a shooter gets on a roll, and he is on a roll tonight. And we're going to have a charge. That's third on Moss. You can see it coming. Hassan draws the charge. Gotta love the way that young man plays. He's so energetic, right place, right time. Obviously from a basketball family. Parents are coaches. Older siblings have done very well. His older sister Maddie's at Bowdoin this year after almost single-handedly leading the South Portland girls team to a state game last year. Pretty close.
It's funny you should say Bowdoin because he kind of reminds of Chris Jerome when he played at Chevrolet with the long blonde hair.
Nice feed there to Bull. He wanted to go up for the slam and no call. Oh, Millington is not happy.
Fonseca with the rebound, and Charlie Lyle now underneath.
And again with the left hand. Can't finish.
It doesn't fall.
I think Bull's eyes lit up there as he went for one of his patented slam dunks. He just couldn't finish it. This could make it a one-point game.
That's Noah Malone has been playing lights out here. He's got 8 of South Portland's 10 second half points. 34-33, as you suggested, is a one-point game. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter.
Now, just the fact that South Portland's close is a minor victory for them. Last year, both regular season games were blowouts, and the game here was 18-5 after one quarter. Portland wound up winning by 30. And then the teams played a little less than a month later. It was a vastly different story, but so far the Red Riots very competitive. A nice feed into Lyle, but he walked.
So that's the second time he, and really you can give the credit to the South Portland D, Hassan, to force that. Cam Daly now is in for the Red Riots, number 13 in the corner on the right.
South Portland's last lead was 11-9. I think Manny might have gotten a hand on that one.
Ultimately, Yugu will get credit for that, and
big
Foley
three for Foley.
Tee it up.
Nope. Moss trying to save it, and he saved it off of Foley, I think. So it's going to be South Portland ball. Another chance for the Red Riots to take the lead.
3:33 left. Number 13 will inbound, Cam Daly.
Well, could we be in for another game that goes more than 32 minutes between these teams? What do you think?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
No.
Something always exciting happens when these teams play,
right. Or
even
not exciting.
the stall game.
It depends on your definition of exciting, but yes. Very true.
Well, it was just interesting because you just didn't know what was going to happen next.
Game.
And Coach Russo spoke about that a little bit beforehand and said, it was just something that had to be done, he felt.
Well, it certainly got people talking back then. And yes, you're right. This is a great rivalry. It started in 1909.
My goodness. Well, it's the basketball version of the Battle of the Bridge.
Well, first time we've seen Cam Daly, number 13. Of course, that was Jack Fiorini's number last year, the star player for the Red Riots, who's playing lacrosse at Syracuse this year.
To hear that somebody from Maine is playing lacrosse at Syracuse.
It's like saying playing basketball at Kentucky or Duke, right?
Or Syracuse.
Yeah, well, that would be a very good point. Held ball will stay here.
I mean, that is a D1 powerhouse school and practically the American birthplace of lacrosse. Upstate New York.
Well, Portland needs a spark on offense and see if Moss can give it to him. He picks up his fourth. Wow, so a huge call there. So 2 charges this half. And suddenly this whole complexion of this game is going to change.
Well, he's going to bring, Coach Russo's going to bring in Trey Ballou to replace Tehran. Tehran's going to have to sit. It's unfortunate because there's a lot of time left here, 11 minutes in this game in regulation. 3 minutes now in the third quarter left. For 3, it doesn't fall. Ballou with the rebound, as that was Dealey.
Well, they almost gave him the lead, but South Portland just can't get that lead.
Coach Russo is going to go ahead and take a full timeout now. So with 2:43 left in the third quarter, the score, Portland Bulldogs 34, the Red Riots 33. They've got a precarious 1-point lead. So as we check out the good sports of South Portland High School, we'll get ready for the teams to regroup after the timeout. Steve Schwartz and Mike Hoffer tonight from the forecaster, along with Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV3 Sports, bringing you Portland Bulldogs boys basketball all year long. It's 34-33, 2:43 left. Griffin Foley will inbound to Pedro Fonseca.
Well, it's going to be in Pedro's hands now, the ball for the most part. Maybe Manny Hugo will handle a little bit too.
Yeah, and of course Griffin Foley, who's got
he's certainly
great
capable.
hands.
Yes, he does.
Maybe the best hands on the team,
he's
frankly.
Used to the ball being shaped differently, I think, but well, I think the feeling is there's a lot more parity this year in the Class AA, and I think what we're seeing here early on is that's certainly the case.
That's going to be a foul on Bowl, his second.
Well, keep an eye on that. Just when I said that no one was really in serious foul trouble, Moss picks up 2 quick offensive fouls, and now he's going to be sitting at least till, I think, well into the fourth quarter, I would guess, depending on how the game goes here. Here's Pedro with a big 3, and he nails it. Big 3.
Yeah, very big 3. Brings the Dogs up by 4, 37-33, 2:20 left in the third quarter. Around the horn they go.
Here's Ball.
Yeah, and Fonseca believes he got ball, but
he might have gotten a little hand too, arm.
So Ball will be at the line shooting 2. To try to bring the Riots to within 2, as Buckley will be set to check in, as we mentioned, a transfer from Deering High School.
That's right.
And DeAndre White will take a seat as Buckley will come in.
Well, 2 big misses there. Well, South Portland might lament this stretch. They had a chance to take the lead. And you miss a couple free throws, you just can't give those points away.
Right, I mean, and you have to capitalize when Portland's best player is on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, the Bulldogs were on the ropes a little bit there. Now they're on the verge of going up 6, maybe 7.
Yugu wanted that. He got it. He's happy, and he ought to be.
Well, just in case you think Portland's a one-man show, you've seen Fonseca and Yugu really stepping up big here.
2 out of 3 of the soccer contingent on the Portland team, along with Quinn Clark, who was also
Double
a tremendous kicker for the football team as well. These kids are athletes.
Yes, they are. Nice to see play more than one sport. Just like that, the lead back up to 7. That's what championship teams do. You get your back up against the wall and you answer. And it's got to be very frustrating for South Portland. I'm sure they saw Moss go to the bench and they thought the game was going to be theirs.
Well, a little bit of different personnel here as well, as Liam Coyne is out there. He's got Bowl at the foul line. He doesn't hit.
Malone can't finish on the rebound.
But that rebound does go to Coyne, and now from way downtown is
his
Malone.
spot.
That's his third
Goodness.
three-pointer in the quarter, 5th of the game. It's 40-36. The Riots are to within 4. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Charlie Lyle
Not even close.
misses there. And the rebound, who else but Malone?
And Buckley trying to hit a 3, can't finish. Rebound comes out to Lyle, up ahead to Foley.
Oh my
Potential
goodness.
3. He's fired up. So potentially 2 big 3-point plays here for Portland. If he can knock down the free throw.
That was just absolutely a player possessed. He's done it many times before, and I am just so excited. I think that Griffin Foley is only a junior,
Yes.
and Teron Moss is only a junior.
No question. I mean, this run isn't going to end anytime soon. Wow, a couple of huge 3-point plays by the Bulldogs.
43-36, under a minute left in the third quarter. Way downtown, it doesn't fall, but Buckley gets the rebound. Well, looked like a little movement underneath. And we finally do get a travel call.
First turnover of the second half by the Red Riots. But how about the way Portland's answered here with Moss on the bench? Picked up his 4th foul with 3:01 to go.
You know, I mean, that tells Coach Russo and his coaching staff a lot about the character of his team and how it's going to develop this year.
Right.
If they can come and do this with their with Teron Moss, their leading scorer on the bench, then all things are possible.
In the hole for the last shot here, I think.
Yeah, well, there's 20 seconds left. Blue at the top of the key. Over to Yugo, almost threw it away, but Yugo recovered. 9 seconds left now. Lyle will come out to set the pick for Yugo, but Bowles right there. So here we go now.
Big 3.
Fonseca doesn't hit. Lyle up, it doesn't fall. So at the end of 3 quarters, the score, Portland Bulldogs 43, South Portland Red Riots 36. We'll be back. So we're going to start fourth quarter action as Mike Hoffer joined us for the third quarter. He's going to get ready to finish his game story of the first game where the Red Riots girls defeated the Maine Girls Academy. And also get ready for player and coach interviews after this game. So we'll go ahead and ride solo here with you now. Bull in, he's going to draw the foul. This time Bull will sink that, and he'll bring the Red Riots to within 4. It's 43-39. We're just at the start of the fourth quarter of this very exciting contest. Hugo in the corner. He's covered very, very tightly by Malone, and he'd better do something to get rid of it. He does. Here's Lyle now underneath. As Teron Moss will start the quarter on the bench, as prognosticated by Mike Hoffer. Here's Blue. Oh. And no foul when you hit the referee. So Yugu to Baloo in the corner. This time it doesn't fall, and the rebound will come to Ansel Staley. So Staley now will bring it up. Oh, that was a heck of a fake by White. Really had Fonseca out there at the top of the key. His bowl from downtown. It doesn't fall, but the rebound will come once again to Stilly. This time it'll go up again, and this time Charlie Lyle will get the rebound, his 7th of the game. Nice move by Griffin Foley. When you need something big to happen, look to him to be one of the players that's going to make it happen. On the break, coming the other way, Bowl answers. So it's 45-41. 6.5 minutes left in regulation. The Bulldogs are in front. They've been in front almost this entire game after the first quarter, but South Portland is in it and really, really giving the Dogs a run for their money. It's Fonseca now coming out to rescue Yugu, who once again had some very tight D on him, and there's a nice pass, but Lyle is stripped of the ball. Yugu to Foley, to Fonseca. It doesn't fall. What a nice opportunity that was. Hassan now will come up with it, and he's got in the middle DeAndre White. White hits. He brings the Red Riots to within 2. 45-43. 5.5 minutes left. Simon Chadbourne set to check in for the Dogs. Teron Moss now. Again, as had been suggested by Mike Hoffer, that he'd be out for about until halfway through the third quarter. So Lyle is fouled while shooting. He's fouled by Bowl. So these are two very important buckets here, as the Dogs are down by 2 with 5:22 left in regulation. Charlie Lyle has hit some pretty important buckets over the course of the past couple of years for the Bulldogs. For a big man, got a lot of smoothness. Fonseca and Yugu will take a break, and Chadbourne and Moss will come in. With that high arcing shot, Teron Moss comes in, and what does he do? He gets the rebound. Then he takes a shot, it doesn't fall. Watch out for Ansel Stilley. Great rebounding ability. Malone from way downtown. He's feeling it tonight. It doesn't fall, but nevertheless, Oresti comes back and puts up the 2. So the Red Riots are now within 1 point, folks. It's 46-45, just under 5 minutes left. And Coach Russo is going to take a timeout. And so will we. With the score, Portland Bulldogs 46, South Portland Red Riots 45. Griffin Foley now into Teron Moss. So here we go now. Fonseca with the ball. Teron Moss drives from outside of the key to way inside underneath, and he'll put it down for 2. So it's a 3-point Portland lead. 4:14 left. South Portland turnover at an inopportune time. 4 minutes and 7 seconds left. If they say that the final 5 minutes of a basketball game are the most exciting, and you look at last year's state championship game, we went into 2 overtimes, then we're in the most exciting part of the game, and there's Ballou up and in. Rebound is Hassan's, and Hassan is going to get hacked. Charlie Lyle, it's his 3rd foul of the game. We've got a timeout with 3:23 left in regulation, 50-45. The Dogs have a 5-point lead. So here we are, folks, and we're joined by our broadcast partner for the season, Frank Myatt. It's good to see you. Frank Myatt was also the Fall Coach of the Year, as Bull will put that in for 2, and it's bring the Red Riots to within 3, 50-47. Frank, cross country, I think SMAA Coach of the Year as well. Just really all lights out.
Well, we had a very good year, Steve. Yeah, anytime a Coach of the Year award's given out, it's really a team award, not a coach award. So nobody's out there watching our workouts, but they see the finished product, and I have to give credit to the talent I'm working with.
Well, you just had a lights-out season for Deering High School, and of course, we at Channel 3 are very, very proud of you, as is, I dare say, the entire Portland School Department. So there you go.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Fonseca will bury one, and we're glad that you've been able to join us here now, and this has been quite a game. Teron Moss has led the Dogs in scoring, but he had foul trouble and was out for the last several minutes. As Bull will get that rebound. This fellow here, Malone, has been lights out. That is, folks, his 6th three-pointer of the night, 51-50. He brings the Red Riots to within 1. Watch out for number 3, Noah Malone.
He was just able to step right in as Moss kicks it out.
And there's going to be, let's see if the foul pushing has...
And that'll be, I believe, on Lyle. We'll see what the call is. He'll be on Fonseca instead of Lyle.
So that'll be his 2nd. He'll take a seat. So the Red Riots have the ball, 2.5 minutes left. The Dogs are up by 1. Whoop! That was a heck of a fake out, and White finishes it to bring the Red Riots a 1-point lead, 52-51, 2:20 left in regulation.
Great ball handling to get by Moss.
And Ballou up and in. So this guy, DeAndre White, is the real deal, too. He had Moss behind him. Hassan for 3.
Hassan just fighting for it inside.
And we'll have a jump ball.
And arrow indicates South Portland, I believe.
Moss, Charlie Lyle saying to Teron, we're going to need you here. We've got 2 minutes left, and you've got 4 fouls. So,
and that's a big arrow switch for the Bulldogs, too. The next tied-up ball will go to Portland. So we'll see if South Portland can capitalize here. A nice look to Varsity.
And they do. And they'll take the lead on Arrest. So Varsity, it's 54-53. It's a 1-point lead, 1:45 left. Very, very exciting game here in South Portland and Beal Gym tonight. Ballou, he's outside the three-point line. Feeds it back to Moss. Here comes Charlie Lyle out to set the pick.
South Portland really neutralizing the Portland offense here.
Well, you know, and
being patient.
That's right, and Bowl really steps out from behind that screen. We've got a continuation.
They will call that a good basket, Steve.
Yeah, and that's the second time that Manny Hugo has done that. Third time that the Dogs have done that this quarter in terms of getting that all-important three-point opportunity.
Nice take by Manny Hugo, able to get behind the defense, kind of worm his way inside.
Yeah, so it's a 1-point Portland lead now, and Hugo will try to make it 2. It doesn't fall, and White gets the rebound. So right now we'll bring it up, and we'll see. It looks it's certainly possible that South Portland will...
There'll be a backcourt call. White did not know where his feet were, and that'll be Portland ball.
That is huge. That is crucial, because now we're going to have a timeout. And now we're going to see what Coach Russo is going to do. I will say, folks, this would not be the first time that Portland High School has stalled in the Beal Gymnasium. 1:04 left, 55-54 is the score. So here we are now, folks, as Griffin Foley will inbound the ball. There's going to be an officials conference. Well, it is going to be Portland ball, whatever the conference was about.
I'm not sure what was going on there. If it was a jersey violation or what.
So Moss to Ballou on the left side. Here's Malone underneath. The key is maybe to try to force a foul, but now Griffin Foley is going to go up, and we have a jump ball.
That'll be a quick jump ball, Kyle.
What did you say, Frank Myatt? You said the all-important possession arrow would come up to Portland at a time when it might be necessary. This is it.
Well, but right now, Steve, the arrow's going back to South Portland. We still have 48 seconds left. Quite a bit of time on the clock.
55-54 is the score. It's a 1-point Portland lead.
Portland trying to spread it out here.
What's the hurry?
That clock.
Right, what's the hurry?
At some point, South Portland will be forced to foul Portland if Portland continues to possess the ball.
And it looks like Bowl pushed Charlie Lyle. Of course, you know, Charlie Lyle has, we've seen him sink some pretty important buckets from the foul line in years past.
Yeah, so Lyle greatly improved his free throw shooting abilities last year. We'll see if he carried it over through the summer, off season. As quick to note, Steve, should this game go to overtime, that is 4 fouls on Bowl.
It goes in the hard way, but it goes in. That's a 2-point Portland lead with half a minute left now and a chance to make it a 3-point lead.
Crucial free throw here from Lyle.
And he makes it all the more crucial when you've got Noah Malone in your team. And he has hit 6 threes already. Here's Bowl. He goes up unassailed. And Teron Moss skies to get that rebound, and he's fouled by Malone. That could be the difference right there.
And Southport opting to go for a quick score with Bowl slashing. Right idea, contested shot. Couldn't quite get it to drop.
So here's Teron Moss at the line with a chance to make it a two-possession game. And he does. It's 58-54. It's a 4-point Portland lead, 20.6 seconds left. And Moss will sink them both for good measure. His fourth point of the quarter.
South Portland's going to need a quick shot here. Whatever it is, it can't be more than 10 seconds running off. And that'll be a travel.
Malone wanted to get that off so badly. He's had such a great game tonight. And now Joe Russo will take a timeout with 13.2 seconds left. His team has a 5-point lead. So as the crowd filters out here, Portland has the ball with 13.2 seconds left, and South Portland won't give up until the very last whistle.
Portland still with a timeout, and they will take that final timeout. Smart, very smart play by Griffin Foley there. Protect the ball, do not turn it over in that situation.
So the Bulldogs will try it again. As sure-handed Griffin Foley with the ball. This time he gets it into Teron Moss, who's mauled. It'll either be Hassan or White. We'll see. Take your pick. DeAndre White. The game is already well in hand, I believe, with 11.7 seconds left, but as if to emphasize it, we'll have Teron Moss. He'll sink the first one. It's a 6-point lead. One more, and it's a 3-possession game with just under 12 seconds left. That would be an impossibility.
I don't think Reggie Miller's walking through that door, Steve.
No, sir. Maybe not even Noah Malone. Here we go. It's a 3-pointer up and no good by Varsity, and it's going to be Teron Moss with the rebound. The Portland Bulldogs are victorious tonight, 61-54. A well-fought game by both teams. And Frank, Myatt, and I will be back to wrap up for you in just a moment. So the Portland Bulldogs begin the basketball season in style with a 61-54 win over the Red Riots here in South Portland. Always an exciting game. Few statistics, Frank. Leading all scorers was Noah Malone with 22 points, 6 3-pointers. He was lights out tonight. The only other Red Riot in double figures was Ray Bowl with 14. DeAndre White and Moses Areste each had 6. Ansel Stilley and Riley Hassan had 2. On the Portland side, Teron Moss led all scorers for Portland with 21, including 15 in the first half. We also had Pedro Fonseca with 8. Minul Yugu with 5, Griffin Foley, the only other dog in double figures, with 12, Trey Ballou with 7, and Charlie Lyle with 6. Lyle leading the Dogs in rebounds with about 7 or 8, Trey Ballou about 6, Fonseca 6, and Teron Moss 4. The statistics that we give you are going to be obviously unofficial as quickly as we can count and circle without really getting them on a computer program like Dave Devine does in our basketball games. But Frank, what a game.
And a great ending, too. Portland behind 54-53 with 72 seconds left. Close the game on an 8-0 run. Exactly what Coach Russo is looking to see from this team. And you really saw it towards the end with Lyle and Teron Moss stepping in, sinking big free throws when it really counted.
So the Portland Bulldogs end their season last year with a state championship against South Portland. They begin their season this year with an outstanding victory also against South Portland in the Beal Gymnasium at South Portland. This is Steve Schwartz, along with Frank Myatt, Frank Healy on camera, and for Mike Hoffer on in the forecaster, saying so long from Beal Gymnasium, where this evening the Portland Bulldogs have opened the boys' basketball season with a victory. Good night.